All right, everybody, welcome to the second part in this series. And if you skip the basics, it's okay. I'm just going to delete everything we did here. So we're all on the same start. So you should just have your basic main function in your main file, which I put inside of a source folder called src. Now, be sure you include the IOStream, vector, and string. So the first video, we were just catching up, showing them some basics, but we're going to add another class here. Their src, right click it if you have that folder, or if you don't want to use source folder, it's fine as well. We're just going to name this print. And because we're going to be doing a lot of printing, we're going to make this easy. If you've never seen a class before, this will be easy. So I'm going to take these print files. For my version, it puts them in a different directory slightly. So I drag them and put them in source, the same one as main. When you add class, if you do it separately, you can add the CPP manually or the header manually by going to add new item. Then doing it this way, I just prefer to go to add class because it adds both of them for you. Just makes it a little bit easier with the same name and also does this. So in our print.h file, we're going to make this public like so. What this means is anything in here can be accessed from outside the class. And I'm just going to add a note, writes text to the console. So we don't want to be doing std cout constantly. We're going to create a static void called write. It's going to take a const std string reference called text. Now, in here, what I'm going to also do is I'm going to go ahead and take string and IOStream out here. Now, actually, I'll leave IOStream and string here. But what I will do here, because it's pragma once, we should be okay. Include string. Now, we can do this. This is our header. And because it's small enough, we don't actually have to put it in the CPP. So in a lot of cases, when you have headers, I'll show you the correct way to do it so we can put it in the CPP. So this is just the definition. Now we can put it in this print CPP file, which already has include print. There's this cool thing in Visual Studio. If you're using it, you can right click, go to quick actions, refactor, and create definition of write and print CPP. But if not, you would type it like this. You would type void print, just like so. Except, you wouldn't put the static part. You would just, this tells that it's static, but in here you would just put void print write. And then all it is std cout text. Like so. Then we figure out why it's not working. It's not working because we didn't include IOStream in our header. So in our print.h, make sure you have IOStream, and now all we need is std cout text. What happens is now when we call print write, we bring in text, it's going to handle this for us. And it'll make things a lot simpler. Now that we have this, we can go into our main. If that's got everything, then we actually don't need to include that. Well, since it's actually static, we can leave that here because we're not going to have to include it, I don't believe. Actually, we will have access to it. So yeah. So go ahead and take string and IOStream out and just do include print.h. Make sure it's ours, the capital one. Now, we're going to add a few things above the main function. Or, I'll say a few things. One thing, we type in an enum class. I'm going to name it game state, like so. Now in here, we can type in main menu, like this. Character select. Let me go ahead and put an enter on that. Character select, and you're going to put another comma, so we're not ending with semicolons. Playing and exit. And the last one, you'll have to do nothing because the semicolon is actually at the end here. Right after it, and we can add or take away as needed. So now in our main function, if you want, We can create a state. Let's see, we'll put bool running equals true. This is inside main. We'll also put game state. We could do like this, but just to be safe, we'll do game state main menu like that. That way we know for sure that it's set to the main menu by default. And now for our main loop, we're just gonna put a little while loop here while running. And now this right here is the easy part, making sure my audio is good. All right, so now all we have to do with the states, like if I didn't explain that, these are the same as an integer, nearly. But instead of saying while this is 1, we could put integer. We could name an integer game state and put it equal to 1 or 2 or 3 or 4. But the computer don't care. But it's a lot harder for us to keep up with that. So if you see this has 0, 1, 2, and 3, but it's essentially still a number. But it's just easier for us to read. That's what the enum class is. So now we just type in if our state, we put set the main menu, if state is equal to game state main menu. Now we'll do something. What we'll do is we'll call our print class. Be this one right here. And then we'll just do right. Then we just pass in. Can put a few equal signs. IronVail. And you can add a new line. Now that we have this, you can actually just copy this a few times. So if you don't want to retype it, you get this. Maybe I did that too many times. But I'll just put 1. New game. We'll do 2. Exit. And I'll just go ahead and change this to 3. No, actually, that's all we got right now. So I'm not even going to do 3. We're going to put choose an option. And we don't want a new line there because we want the cursor to be beside that. Now, while this happens, we'll just say int choice, and we're going to say stdcn choice. I know we did the print class, so we wouldn't have to do that, but that's okay. It's not as long. So it's short enough to where it's not a hassle with the input. So if choice is equal to 1, then we'll say state equals game state character select. Now we'll say if choice is equal to 2, then we'll say state equals game state exit. Now that that's done, this is just the main menu class, so we don't have to do anything else here. So we can get out of this if statement. Now we'll do else if. So you see this is on the same level as this, as the main menu. So we'll do else if state equals game state character select, which it will be if you pick that one. Now I'm just going to do print right. And right now I'm just going to put something like this. New line. Character creation coming soon. So we don't have it. And then state equals game state exit. We're just getting our basic state set up. Else if state equals game state playing, which we didn't put no option to get to it. So I'll just put gameplay will happen here. Else if state is equal to game state exit. Now we'll type in print. Wrong one. Print this one. Right. Thanks for playing IronVail. And I'm actually going to put this right here, and on exit I'll put running equals false. This is just a better way to do it. And everything should be good. So we'll just go ahead and run this. Thanks for pallying IronVail. Try to. That's good for now. Let's see what happens if we do this. Let's enter in a 3. See with how we got it set up. It's just going to repeat until we enter the right option. So, thank you guys for following along in this video. I hope you guys learned something, and yeah, we'll continue on where we left off in the next video. See you guys then.